All praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the elders and the apostles that have been rightly dividing the word of truth and magnifying the ministry of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. This one right here, we're going to be dealing with Esau Edom and how he's going to be reserved for a day of judgment, right? He's going to be reserved, not preserved. It's a difference. When you preserve something, you preserving it for a good reason, so it won't be diminished, you know, so you could keep it and you could put it back in its right estate. You preserving it, keeping it safe somewhere. But when you reserve something, you could reserve that thing for, anything, good or bad. So Esau, Edom, the wicked, the other nations are going to be reserved, right? Let's go to Job, chapter 21, and verse 30. Verse 29, it says, "Have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath." Right? And the wicked is Esau, Edom. Right? Let's go to Malachi. No basic scripture. So Malachi chapter 1 verse 4, it says, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places." And they did that. They was impoverished in the dark ages when they got, forced into them caves and them Caucasus mountains, Mount Syria and things like that. But they came back and they built the desolate places like America, Russia, so on and so forth, Spain, all these desolate, demonic, wicked, sodomite places. They came back and built it. But it says, "Thus say Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh have indignation forever." So the wicked is Esau, Edom, right? The so-called white man, right? The so-called bloodline white man that goes back to Edom. Because you still have Israelites that look like a white man, but they seed line goes back to Jacob. And you got so-called black man that look like a so-called black man, but they seed line go back to Esau. So it's really all of the spirit, but majority of the white race are fucking Edomites. But it says that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. And this day of destruction is going into that 1,000-year captivity. When Yahweh Shah comes back and rule for 1,000 years, he's going to have the Edomites in slavery for 1,000 years, and they're going to be wiped off the face of the earth. Well, let's go to Revelations chapter 20, verse 4. It says, "And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, the judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for a witness of Yahweh Shah, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Christ, Salakia Hamashiach, for 1,000 years." So that day that the wicked is reserved for is that 1,000 years of captivity. And then they're going to be wiped off the face of the earth, right? And you probably thinking like, it says a day, and the Yahweh Shah's rulership is 1,000 years, but 1,000 years is one day with the Most High God, right? We could read that in 2 Peter 3, verse 8. It says, "But beloved, be not ignorant of this thing, that one day is with Yahweh as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day." So the wicked, the Edomites, are going to be reserved for that one day, right? That 1,000 years. And they're going to be wiped off the face of the earth, right? The Lord's still going to judge them, when Yahweh Shah comes back. The kingdom will get thrown down. they're gonna get took out of rulership, but they still gonna be reserved for that captivity because they put the children of Israel in captivity, right? Let's go to Genesis 12 and 3. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, "And I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And that great nation are the Israelites." Verse 3 it says, "And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed." Right? And the Edomites haven't done nothing but curse the Israelites. Therefore, the curse is going to flip on them. They're going to go into captivity for 1,000 years. That's that one day, right? Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, "Yahweh knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished." Right? And that unjust that's going to be reserved is the wicked, Esau, Edom. Right? The Lord is going to throw down his kingdom with nuclear destruction. He's going to be took out of rulership, but he's going to reserve them for a day of destruction, man. And their destruction is going to be 1,000 years of captivity. Like we just read, 1,000 years is one day with the Lord. All right, let's go to Amos 9. Verse 11, it says, "In thy day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen which are called by my name, saith Yahweh that doeth this." Right? So it's going to be a remnant reserved for captivity. Notice how I said reserve. Reserved and preserved are two different things. When you're preserving something, let's look it up. Let's look up preserve. Preserve. Right? It means to maintain something in its original existing state. Right? And what's the Israelites' original existing state? Right? Let's go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. This is our original state. It says, "For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth." So that's why we being preserved, right? Because we that holy people, and the Lord is preserving us to be above all nations upon the face of the earth, right? Preserve, maintain something in its original existing state. And our original existing state is to be on top of all nations because we are holy people unto the Lord. Right? Now let's look up this word reserve. Right? First definition says slow to reveal emotion or opinions. Definition 2, kept specially for a particular purpose or person. Right? So reserved is being kept for a particular purpose. What are the wicked reserved for? They reserve for a particular purpose, to be put in captivity. Right? Like we read in Job, the wicked is reserved to a day of destruction. And that day of destruction is going to be 1,000 years of captivity, because 1,000 years is a day with the Lord. Right? Let's go to Numbers chapter 16. Where is it at? Numbers 24, I believe. I think it's 24 and 16. Right. Verse 17, it says, "I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel." Right? That star is Yahweh Shah. It says, "It shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel should do valiantly. Right? So we gonna be possessing Edom, Esau, with, let's look up this word valiantly. Look up this word. It says with courage or determination. So we're gonna possess Edom with courage and determination, right? We're not gonna let him go until 1,000 years, right? And then after 1,000 years, let's go to Obadiah 1:18. It says, in the house of Jacob should be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it. Right? So after 1,000 years of possessing them with determination, they're gonna be wiped off the face of the earth. It's already written. Right? This is why they reserved, right? They're not gonna be saved. It's a difference between being saved and being reserved. We gonna be saved because salvation is only for Israel. Right? Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 3. Verse 23, it says, truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills and from the multitude of mountains. It's talking about people. Truly in Yahweh our power is the salvation of Israel. So salvation is only for Israel. Right? We the only ones that's going to be saved. The wicked are going to be reserved, but they're not going to be saved. They're not going to be preserved, right? They're going to be reserved for a particular reason, and that's for slavery. But we the only ones that's going to be saved, right? Let's go to Isaiah 14:1. It says, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. And this shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from thy hard bondage where thou was made to serve. Right? So that's us being saved. Getting rest from our sorrows, our fear, and our hard bondage. How's everybody gonna be saved? And nations of people are going to go in slavery for 1,000 years under sorrow and hard bondage. Right? That should let you know that Israel is going to be saved and these other nations are being reserved for a day of slavery, man. 1,000 years. Right, let's go to Revelations 21. Start at verse 3. It says, I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with man, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their power. And Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. Exactly, man. So that's us being saved. That's Israelites being saved right there, man. No more tears, no more sorrow, no more being subjected to payments, having to wake up every morning going to work. But the other nations are going to be reserved for a day of slavery, which is 1,000 years. And they're going to have sorrows, you know, they're going to have tribulations, but it's going to be well deserved because that's part of the covenant that the Lord was going to curse them that cursed thee and bless them that blessed thee. But all praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Shalom.